The core idea of this book is simple but uncomfortable. Selling is no longer a special job done by a few people. It is something almost everyone does every day at work. Whenever you try to convince a colleague, explain an idea to your boss, push for a decision, or help a customer see a problem clearly, you are selling, even if no money is involved. This happened because work itself has changed. In the past, companies were divided into neat roles. If you were an accountant, you did accounting. If you were in sales, you sold. Each role stayed in its lane. Today, that structure has broken down. Work crosses boundaries. People are expected to explain, persuade, and coordinate across functions. Skills that stretch, rather than fixed skills, now matter more. As a result, selling is no longer a department. It is part of how work gets done. Many people dislike selling because they associate it with trickery or pressure. That view comes from an older world where sellers had more information than buyers. That gap is mostly gone. Customers can compare prices, read reviews, and talk back publicly. In this world, hiding information or pushing too hard is not just wrong. It is ineffective. Honesty now works better because dishonesty is easy to detect and costly to recover from. The risk has shifted to the seller. The book explains effective selling using 3 ideas: attunement, buoyancy, and clarity. Attunement means seeing the situation from the other person's point of view. This is not about being nice or emotional. It is about understanding how the other person thinks, what pressures they face, and what they care about. Oddly, feeling powerful makes this harder. When people feel in control, they listen less and assume more. Good sellers reduce this distance on purpose so they can understand better. Buoyancy is about staying steady when things go wrong. Rejection is part of moving people, whether you are selling a product or an idea. The book shows that cheering yourself up with positive statements is less useful than asking yourself questions. Questions like, can I fix this? Or, what can I try next? Led to better action. What matters most is how you explain failure to yourself. If you see setbacks as temporary, specific, and not personal, you keep going. If you see them as permanent and personal, you stop. Clarity is the most important skill in a world full of information. People are not confused because they lack data. They are confused because they have too much of it. Strong sellers help others see what matters. They frame choices clearly, limit options, and compare alternatives so decisions become easier. Instead of answering every question, they ask better ones. They help people notice problems they did not fully see before. The book also changes how pitching should work. A pitch is not meant to force agreement. Its real job is to start a conversation. Questions often work better than statements because they make people think. When people come up with reasons themselves, they believe them more strongly. The best pitches invite the other person in as a partner, not a target. Everything in the book leads to one final idea: service. Selling works best when it is about helping, not extracting. The real test is direct. If the other person says yes, will their life actually be better afterward? In a world where everyone is selling all the time, this is not a moral extra. It is the core operating rule.